they finished in third place this season, from where they finished last season, from where they were when he came in, and they put in that kind of performance against their Champions League rivals, do they seriously consider giving him the job?
I would have thought so, yeah.
Would you?
No.
Why not?
I think there's better options out there. I think the games where he's come in terms of winning football matches, he's done a very good job. He's obviously simplified things, but there's been no jeopardy in other games. They've had 3 weeks to prepare for the matches. It's been good timing for him to go in there, and he's done a very good job. I take my hat off to him. I mean, if he does get the job in the summer, he said, listen, good luck to you. But I think there's far better options out there for the next manager of Man United. If Carrick had been mentioned 3 months ago, you would have been locked up to be the next United manager. We would have said he wasn't even the reckoning. But timing, he's got the opportunity, he's done a very good job there. I think there's better options out there. Simple as that, but he's done a very good job. United are searching out to be in the Champions League, of course. But United, obviously making the decisions there, will have to go out and interview people and see what's out there.
If he's winning games, if he has a really experienced backroom staff, which he has, that have experience at England level, if the fans love him, if the players, as we're hearing and as we'll say publicly, love having him around the ground, and he's turned things around for Manchester United, why is there a better option?
Most players do like a caretaker manager. It's different when he comes in, then he's got to make decisions about contracts and pre-season and medical staff, and he's involved in all that, transfers and recruitment. His job the last few months, obviously, has been to win football matches. I know that's a manager's job anyway, but he's not had any distractions, even as a manager. And of course, he's done it. I give him credit for that. But if he's given a job, then there's different responsibilities for him. And I think to manage Man United, I think you need someone with a lot more experience in terms of winning trophies, competing in Europe, and he hasn't got that. He might have it in a few years, and he might be in the mix then. But the fact he's winning football matches at the moment, of course, gives him a great chance. But I think if it becomes permanent manager, and all this chat that everyone loves him, I don't know if they were loving him last week when they couldn't beat Newcastle with 10 men. There's a game you can look at and analyse and go, well, what happened there? He beat Aston Villa today. Aston Villa were shocking. Absolute shocking. The more I look at Aston Villa, I'm thinking they'll be missing out in Europe. How bad they've been today. So the timing was good for United. For today's game, Villa on the back of a European game, and United, because they were so bad at the start of the season, they got no distractions. And remember, this is the same group of players that finished 15th. So everyone else can get giddy about Man United being third in the league. I don't. I'm not one of them. I don't get all excited for stuff like that. I get excited when teams are winning trophies and competing week in, week out. So I'm not one to get too giddy.
I know. Ashley, what would you do?
If he's going to keep going the way that he's going, I think you do give him the job. I'm going differently to what Roy's saying.
Good luck.
Think the way that...
You have the right to be wrong.
I'm all right, no problem. I think the way that he's gone back into Man United, he's just simplified everything. And I think if he does go from caretaker manager to permanent manager, I don't think Harris changes. I think he stays the same way. Like you've seen him, he's going to the FA Youth Cup, he's done stuff for Foundation. He's got fans, hoping again. If anybody had said Man United were going to be competing to get in Champions League months ago, you would have been crazy, because there was no way they was going to do that. He's gone back to a simple formation. He's put players in the right positions. And also, he's got fans, he's got the players wanting to run, wanting to play. Okay, at times, it's not a Man United team that, he's going to have a lot of possession, and we've seen them play counter-attacking football. But, they've been used to that. He hasn't got a lot of time to, work on the training pitch. He's got to go and win games. Like Roy said, of course, that's what he's got to do. And, it changes from caretaker manager to when you become the manager. But for what he's done in this short space of time, and of course, there's so much more to come. If he keeps on producing results, because right now it's just results, I'm sure if he gets the permanent manager's job next season, he then will go, right, this is how a Manchester United team is supposed to look, and we're going to dominate the ball. We'll play counter-attack when we need to. We're going to sit in a block where we're going to find it hard for teams to break us down, which he has done, and then use the players, use the transfer window. If he gets the manager's job, use the transfer window. But like you say, the staff that he's got, Steve Holland, it was clever bringing him in. He's got so much experience. He needs to lean on them. Like you say, he's going to have to make more and more decisions around the club. But I think for what he's done, and I don't see anybody else out there right now. If there's a big profile manager, I think the only one you say is, if you're not going to give Carroll the job, you go after a Luis Enrique for me. But to be honest, I don't think Luis Enrique is going to leave PSG to come to Man United. So it would take a lot for him to come there. So I think you give Carroll the job and you let him do what he's doing.
You think he's the best option for all the managers on the planet? Everyone's who's pushing for him. It helps that he's English, so that's good for the media, a bit of spin. Another English coach coming through, and apparently Carrick's got friends. He's friends with everybody, which is fine. But if people honestly think he's the best option, but if anyone thinks...
What option would you say? What options would you say?
There's loads of options out there. So we're all sitting here, ex-football people saying there's not better options than Michael Carrick.
I'm asking who there would be.
There's loads of options out there. You go and get the best. Carrick's not the best option for Man United. Simple as...
But you tried what you called the best, and it hasn't worked before.
I say
with other managers that have come in, you go, well, okay, Mourinho at the time, Van Gaal, you tried everything. Yeah. So one's come in that probably knows the club better than most, has done a great job so far. Got him. If he gets the third, I think it'd be really hard not to give it.
And if they do give him the job, yeah, good luck to him. And if he does the business the next few years, United winning league titles, I'll happily sit here and go, listen, I got it wrong, no problem. But I believe there's better options out there.
Would the note of caution be around Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, or do you think that Michael Carrick is different?
Yeah, I think he's different. No, and I said that at the time, and I'll say it again. Ole didn't feel.
Would you have mentioned Michael Carrick 3 months ago?
No, of course I wouldn't, Roy. But I'll tell you one thing, I want to say right now, I'm giving him a mention.
Won 7 or 8. You think 7 or 8 games is enough to become the permanent manager of Man United?
No, probably not. But when we're talking about what he's done right now, and he's got him into third, and I don't see an abundance of elite managers out there that are jumping out.
We're talking about the quality of the Premier League in the last 12 months, and I know that's not his fault. He can only beat what's in front of him. We've seen how bad Liverpool are. We've seen how inconsistent Chelsea are. We've seen how bad Villa were today. So this idea of United finishing third, I'm looking going, well, yeah. What is the big deal?
So let me. So the people that get mentioned, Unai Emery. Today he beats Unai Emery, and if we're talking about, I know it's not obviously over a season, but he's done a great job. That doesn't do you any harm. People talk about Thomas Tuchel. Thomas Tuchel will be if England win the World Cup, he'll have any job he wants in the world. If we come limping out, we make the last 16 and we don't do very well, his star is so low, he doesn't get the job. So it can change so quickly. I don't see. I said earlier on, and Andoni Iraola, for me, is an elite manager.
Does experience come into it for you? So you're saying what these other managers have done, or they might have difficult spells over next year, but Carrick on the back of maybe 12, 13, 14 really good results deserves it more than the lads we've just mentioned?
No, probably not. But I'm saying, but you're asking me, will he get it? I think if he gets the third, I think he makes it incredibly hard for them.
Do you think it's the responsibility of the Man United decision makers to go out and get the best in the industry?
Yeah, but they could. But like we said, who is the best in the industry? Then?
For United's point of view, there's obviously good options out there. You go and find who you think is the best and go and get them. Yeah. They've done that with Wayne Rooney, Ronaldo. You go and get the best.
But who's the coaches then? Go on, name them.
There's lots. Simone. Enrique.
But they don't leave them.
But are you going to seek? As I said, you're going to try and find and get the best. There's loads out there. Well, Tuchel, you've just mentioned.
You've played.
Tuchel's only going to be as good as the World Cup. Right. But if they don't do well in the World Cup,
he's just signed a new deal anyway with England. Don't get me wrong. But you still have to go looking for the best option. It's like when you're looking for a midfielder as a club. You go and try and get the best midfielder. You don't get one who's maybe come on loan for 5-6 games. You go, he's the one. That's your responsibility. If they go out and try and suss these managers out, and they all come back and they want 25, 30 million a year, you go, no, yeah, I get it. But the responsibility of the board surely is to go, let's go and get the best that's available to Man United. That's it.
Well, you've played under really experienced managers, and you've also played under newer managers. You've been a new manager, been a manager with more experience. When you talk about Manchester United going out and buying the best, and one of the main criteria that you think is different from what Michael Carrick offers is experience. What comes with that a Manchester United manager needs to have? What does
your profile,
experience bring you?
Your CV, your experience of being in tough situations. I think there's been no pressure on Carrick the last month or two, or the players. There's been no jeopardy in their games. They've won a few games and people are all getting carried away for Man United to get in the Champions League position. But if Carrick gets the job in the summer, what's his remit? I'm guessing to win the league title in the next year or two. I'm pretty sure it would be. And are we all going to sit here and go, yeah, we think he's capable of doing it? I don't think he is. So I think that experience must come into it. So when you're Ancelotti, for example, you said who's out there. So just if Ancelotti walks in the summer and he's chatting to the players, I'm sure they're going, this is a guy who's won loads of stuff. And if Carrick's the manager in the summer and he's coming back and Casemiro's gone, he's making decisions on Maguire, it's a different vibe at the club then. They won't be seeing him as this nice guy, and he'll have to make tough decisions, and that's where the challenges come in for him. But if he does all that and he produces and he starts winning trophies next year too, I'll tell you what, I didn't see that coming. I didn't see that coming. But people like Ancelotti, when you're a player and a manager walks in your dressing room, where I played under Brian Clough for Alex, when they're coming to your dressing room, they walk in and you go, oh yeah, I like this. Now you're talking. Has Carrick got that huge respect amongst the players? Maybe they have because he's a nice guy and all this, but I'm on about bringing a CV with you. You go, oh, here we go. Now you're talking. We're going places with this guy, with his staff. And I'm not saying Carrick and his staff aren't qualified to do sessions. Of course they are. And he has brought experienced coaches with him, of course. And sometimes you have a bit of banter and a bit of humour with people when you're doing podcasts or whatever, but these are proper serious football. I get that. But if you ask me, do I think United will get back to winning league titles the next year or two with Carrick and his staff? The answer is no. But I'd love to be proven wrong. I love it.
That team, by the way, it still needs investment. So whoever comes in is going to have to buy some players as well. So if they do believe that Michael's the right manager, he's still going to need to plug some holes. They need an elite central midfielder.
There's no pressure on this team. This team, there's been no pressure on them. What pressure has there been? Can you win a few football matches? Imagine if they're near the top of the table, you're going, well, lads, we have to win today. A bit like Man City the weekend. You can't slip up. This group of players hasn't shown any of that over the last year or two. This group of players finished 15th last year. So when your expectations is so low and everyone gets carried away with third or fourth, I don't. That's not my scene. But everyone's get carried away with it, no problem. And as I said, I'll repeat myself, if he gets the job, good luck to him. But there's definitely better options out there that United have to look at. If it doesn't work out, he's proven he can win a few football matches. Let's see if he can win some titles.
Manchester United at Bournemouth on Friday night, live on Sky Sports. You're in the studio for that one.
Areola, that's another one for him. You beat him.
He's a coach. You just mentioned him. Bournemouth. His contract's up, isn't it?
Big fan. I love him.
Is he a good option, for example? You just said to me, name some options.
Absolutely.
Is he one?
Yeah,
right,
I said that. I'll say that again. I said it 2 minutes ago.
Do you reckon they're speaking to him?
I don't know.
But should they speak to him?
Yeah, I would, yeah. Right. Because I think he's elite, yeah. That's right. I said it 2 minutes ago and I'll say it again.
You can talk more about this on Friday night. Yeah. You can argue remotely and then we can have a little bit of peace in the studio. We've got a crew who are about to go into overtime, so we're going to head off now.
About the significance of this match, how does it feel now to get it over the line?
Yeah, it feels good. I thought it was a good performance in the main. I thought we done a lot of things that we were really happy with in the game, and to finish a game like we did, we knew it was a big game coming into it, and get back to winning ways really, and the boys responded ever so well, so really pleased with them. Yeah.
What pleased you the most about the performance, especially the difference between the first half and the second half?
I was quite happy with it half time, to be honest. I thought it was just a tight game. It was one of those games I don't think you can always expect it to be edge of the seat kind of all guns blazing performance. I think sometimes you've got to be a bit measured. I thought we defended well as a team. We were really disciplined, and then the game opened up for a second half, and we had the players to make the difference. So yeah, I was pleased with pretty much the whole game. There was a little spell before they scored where we kind of lost our shape a little bit, and then we got caught with that. So we came back strongly. So I'm really happy with the players.
Well, the first player to make the impact was Casemiro. It was a brilliant header. I mean, the way he executed it was so good as well. What was your reaction to it?
Yeah, Cassie and Bruno got a good understanding, and you know, some of it's you can coach certain things, and then other times you kind of leave it to them to find the moment and find that bit of space. And Johnny's obviously done a lot of work with them on set plays and give them guidance, but the partnership that they've got is kind of pretty obvious. They've done it so many times. It was fantastic. It was a great ball and a great header really, and put us in a really good spot at that stage.
Another player who again was so key today, as he has been all season, Bruno Fernandes. What will be spoken about will be his assists as well, but how important, how crucial is he for you in this team?
He's had so many big moments, you know, to whether it's to score a goal, to make a pass, and he's always there. You know, he always puts himself forward, whether it's training or games, and he's always there. So, yeah, some big moments again. Really good with obviously the corner, but the pass to Mateus was fantastic, and yeah, just capped off a good performance all round, I think.
And looking at the bigger picture, your 100% record here at Old Trafford continues. But what does a win like this do at this point of the season for your team?
Yeah, well, it was a slightly different game today, I think, going into it, and being so close in the league and making the jump or the small jump that we could if we won, and off the back of a defeat. So there was, it was a little bit of a small test in some ways, and we haven't really had that with the games we've had to kind of deal with, and the boys dealt with it fantastically well and had a really good week and applied themselves right, and a couple of ups and downs during the performance with the goal and reacting, and everything was so encouraging, for us moving forward. There's a lot to play for, but we've got ourselves in a good position.
Well, massive congratulations. Thank you.
Cheers.
There's got the assist for the opening 2 goals for Manchester United. That takes them on to 16, which is more than any other Manchester United player in a Premier League season. It was also the second of them, his 100th assist for Manchester United. Here he is with Kean Mullenstein.
Bruno, congratulations. Just put into words how significant that performance and that win was today.
No, obviously it was very important because it's against a direct opponent. Let's say we were with the same point, so getting this advantage from them it's always good. And obviously we needed to win the game after the last game that we couldn't get the 3 points we wanted. So today we did the job. I still think we can do much better, but the job is done. We got the 3 points, and I'm very pleased with that.
You knew it was going to be a difficult ask today, but what pleased you most about the performance?
No, as always, like in the Premier League, every game is difficult. Obviously, when you play against Villa, that are a team very well organised and know what they have to do, the plan against us, it's always very good. It's always very tough to play against them, and a part of that, they have individual players that can make such a difference. But it was about to follow our plan, what we trained to do in this game. We did it very well. We knew they had a high line that we had to make sure that our runs were on point, because it's very difficult to get the momentum on that high line. It looks easy, but it's more difficult because if the timing is not perfect and the pass is not good, it's very difficult. But we did it today, and we won the game.
You've hit a couple of milestones yourself as well today. You got your 100th assist. In doing so as well, you beat David Beckham's assist record for a single season at the club at Manchester United. So how much of a proud moment is that for you as well?
No, obviously I'm more proud and more pleased because I did it serving my teammates. That's even better, because giving joy to the others is also very good when you play in the position I play. So I'm very happy that I can help them to score and to be happy having their moments. And obviously it's a huge achievement for me, but main achievement will be in the top spots at the end of the season.
Massive congratulations today. Thank you so much. Thanks, Bruno.